Hello, my name's Ken Walker and I'm the Curator of Entomology at Museum Victoria. I've been associated working with PaDIL over about the last 6 years, and there's quite a team of us from up in Queensland and in Western Australia and Canberra. So as I said, it's not just me, there's a team of us, but I'm presenting at the moment as the manager of PaDIL a major change in a new version that we're about to release. Indeed, I'm calling it a transformational change rather than an incremental update. It's a complete conceptual difference as how PaDIL is now being looked at. We hope you enjoy it, and we'll give you some details. So, if we just I thought we'd begin with a bit of a potted history of where PaDIL began, and this was back in 2004, and I called it a very rudimentary version of PaDIL, but it's where we first started. Over here on the left-hand side is the initial homepage, but still the focus of PaDIL hasn't changed since 2004. We still look to present individual species pages with information and with diagnostic images. We had back in those days a single image where it was hotspotted, and you would then click on these to see dorsal view or pronotum or head front view or foreleg. You'll still see most of those same images are being taken, but as I said, so we go back to 2004. We didn't have any diseases listed then, but the concept of what we were trying to offer is still the same as back in 2004. The way we do it now is much different. So back in 2004 it was rudimentary, and then in 2006 we had a new version which I call functional but fixed. New homepage, far more effective in the way that we did things. Over here now there were 3 images for the lists that came out, far more usability. And then down here on the bottom right hand corner is an example of a home page, or beg your pardon, of a species page. But the problem was that over here you can see as more and more projects came along, such as Barrow Island or pollinators or anything else you wanted to do, all of those was forced to fit into what we had originally designed for the pests and the diseases. There was only one way in which you could make queries and only one way in which you could store information. So that was okay, but more and more people were looking to use PaDIL. I often think of it as the home page of PaDIL of looking like it had a whole lot of yellow post-it notes stuck on it. Plant biosecurity toolbox was stuck there. Barrow Island and pollinators and New Zealand border intercepts are all stuck there. And anything else that we wanted to add, we just simply extended down on this left-hand column. In a way, the home page and PaDIL was bulging at the seams. It needed to be updated, and so we decided to go back to scratch. And we rewrote the whole thing so that we could accommodate the new uses that it wanted to be used for. And here's a picture of the new PaDIL that at the moment is in the beta stage and about to go live. I call it open, flexible and networked. You'll see here that there's now a login, user login. We have a range of different products: dashboard, bowerbird, image libraries, PBT, remote microscope diagnostics. And still the same focus is there. PaDIL offers a suite of high quality images and information tools designed for biosecurity. Now we're going and saying, well, we've changed it so much you can easily use it in biodiversity as well. Over here we still retain the 3 images showing, and in the listing we've got some new tips and tricks of being able to use inside the actual species page, but it's how you can now construct an image library that is quite different. So what's different? Well, PaDIL is now an ID tool rather than an ID product. The old PaDIL was simply a product. There was one way to use it, and that was it. With the ID tool, you can make now lots of products. The significant changes include PaDIL is now a socially networked website. There's user registration, which gives you an individual user dashboard. It's open source, not proprietary software. It's built using web industry standards. We're using a new search engine called Lucene. It has dynamic faceted searching. There's image character state analysis. Importantly, users can create, design and manage their own new image libraries. We have a shared community users workspace called Bowerbird, and now PaDIL suits biosecurity, biodiversity. Okay, so here's the new PaDIL live on the web. You can see up here on the top that you can register and then log in, and if you log in, it provides you with access to your very own dashboard. And on that dashboard, we will have an internal email system. If you have made requests for remote diagnostic assistance or identification requests, this is where the traffic will come through. You can now save the comparative image tables that you have made into your own dashboard. And here are some of the latest updates and stuff that I have added. There'll be lots of more things being added to the dashboard. We have now a new community space called Bowerbird. And as we said, Bowerbird answers the need in biosecurity and biodiversity for access to a shared socially networked workspace. At the moment, it's primarily just got the remote diagnostic microscope access, but we'll soon be able to have community groups where we'll be able to upload images and think of it like a sandpit. And instead of being just an open, unstructured sandpit, we're going to allow groups to say, well, this little corner here is for the beetles, or over here is for the bugs, and here's for the viruses, and here's for the nematodes. And you'll be able to create user groups inside that. That should be a lot of fun. We also have a remote diagnostic microscope section, which will allow you to fill out a template where you request assistance either by uploading an image, or you can request a remote diagnostic session and have details there. This is being triaged. We do have now a full-time person who will be looking after these requests and ensuring that, first of all, you have a 24-hour return to your initial query, but more importantly, they'll facilitate what happens with your query. We'll also then be using information from your query to capacity build. There may be images that you send us that are better than what we have on PaDIL or in other areas, and there may also be areas where we can say, well, we'd like to use that to inform other inspectors or other diagnosticians on what mistakes have been made. So we'll go back to the home page, and you might note that there's a new logo for PaDIL. PaDIL now is being seen as a noun rather than the acronym. The acronym was Pest and Diseases Image Library. We still do have a Pest and Diseases Image Library down here, which we'll have a look at soon. However, PaDIL is now being seen as a noun, so we've got the new logo up here to be able to handle that. As you can see, a range of different products are available to us now. The new PaDIL query page looks something like this. We're in the Pests and Diseases Image Library at the moment, and it will be a similar format throughout, but the structure or the breakout of it is that you can ask a question in here, and you can nominate which facet. We might just have a moment on that. We are calling the query terms or the query areas. This is a dynamic taxonomy, or down here we have commodity overview, commodity type, exotic status, group and region. These are facets, and these are the query types, and we have query terms inside of the facets. So you can ask for a on Coleoptera, for example, or you might ask bamboo. So if you want to say Coleoptera, you might direct it to scientific name. If you put in bamboo, you might direct it then to commodity type. And if you wanted a region or a description, any term you like, you can put into there. Once you ask the query, it will then provide you with a series of results down the bottom, and from those results, it will build